Hello everyone, welcome to Fullmoon Movies. Some legends aren't born with a gun in hand. They are shaped over time by grief, duty, and the burden of reputation. Wyatt Earp, directed by Lawrence Kasdan and led by Kevin Costner, is not a shoot-up-them western movie. It's a long, sprawling biographical epic that digs deep into the man behind the myth. This isn't a story that rushed to the oak corral. It spends time in the quiet moments, the long silences, and the hard choices that forge one of the America's most complex lawmen. Kevin Costner plays Wyatt not as a charismatic gunslinger, but as a deeply conflicted man. He's not particularly warm nor instantly likable, but that's what makes the performance interesting. You see Wyatt evolve from a young man crushed by personal tragedy into someone hardened by survival. Costner leans into the moral weight of the role. Wyatt doesn't speak unless he has to, and when he does, it's often loaded with pain or duty. What we get is a man who is trying to be a hero but becomes one by default because he refuses to be anything else. The supporting cast is just as vital to the film's emotional rhythm. Dennis Quaid delivers one of the most underappreciated performances of his career as Doc Holliday. Now, he doesn't play Doc as a showman, instead, he's gaunt, haunted, and wise, a man dying on his own terms. Quaid's chemistry with Costner is subtle but impactful. There's a sense of mutual respect and reluctant camaraderie that gives their scene weight. Gene Hackman and Nicholas Earp, Wyatt's father, gives us the foundation of Wyatt's sense of duty and honor. He's stern, disciplined, and serves as a compass that haunts Wyatt throughout every decision he makes. Lawrence Kasdan's direction leans heavily into the classic Western structure but slows it down to focus on emotional arcs. The film isn't about one gunfight, it's about how a man becomes a symbol. Kasdan uses long takes, wide compositions, and intimate close-ups to let the moments breathe. Scenes of loss, violence, and family unfold with a kind of reverence, making Wyatt Earp less Western and more historical tapestry. The cinematography by Owen Roizman captures the American frontier not as backdrop but as a living presence, something majestic, something harsh, always shaping the man who rides across it. The art design is meticulous, from the muddy streets of Dodge City to the tension-filled interiors of saloons. Every set feels textured and period accurate. The costumes tell their own stories, reflecting the evolution of characters across decades. James Newton Howard's score is sweeping but restrained. It doesn't overpower, but it underscores. The music lingers like memory, capturing Wyatt's internal struggle without spelling it out. When the film was released in 1994, it was met with mixed reactions compared to the more energetic and stylish Tombstone, which had been premiered just a few months earlier. So what happened was Wyatt Earp was seen as too long, too serious, too slow, and it underperformed at the box office, earning only about 56 million worldwide on a 63 million budget. The common critic was it tried too hard to be an epic and lacked the entertainment value mainstream audiences were looking for. But by the time, Wyatt Earp has found new appreciation among those who prefer a character-driven approach to storytelling. What sets it apart is that it's not trying to be a crowd pleaser. It's trying to humanize a figure who has often been mythologized beyond recognition. It shows Wyatt not just as a marshal, but as a brother, a son, a husband, and a man who loses more than he ever gains. Now, that depth, even if imperfectly paced, makes the film a richer experience on reflection. Now, let's talk a bit about the Blu-ray. For those collecting physical media, the Blu-ray presentation is clean with warm desert tones and solid detail retention in both night and day scenes. The Audio DTH HD Master Audio 5.1 brings out Howard's score and the quieter moments of dialogue with clarity. Sadly, bonus features are limited, and that's a missed opportunity, especially given how much there is to explore in terms of historical context and production design. A proper 4K restoration could give this film a second life it deserves. Wyatt Earp may not gallop with the speed of its genre peers, but it walks with purpose. It's not just a Western, it's a meditation on legacy, loss, and the price of trying to do what's right in a world that doesn't make it easy. And in that sense, it continues to resonate with audiences today who are more interested in the man behind the myth than the legend he became. Now, this movie is a must-watch.